welcome back, where today we're going to be talking about Lonesome Blue with the song Parallel World featuring Ayasa. We will come back to Ayasa as well, but I must say, this is the first time I've heard Lonesome Blue ever, and if the measure of how good an artist or a song is how much of a smile you have on your face throughout, this was great. I really love this. Now we're going to break down a lot of details because there is a lot to unpack on this one, but first of all, let's get to the basics, which is that the song, it reminded me a little bit, I know this is more of a general style, but it reminded me a lot of what a lot of people have loved recently about the band Love Bites, in that it was very much a charging, high-speed drum beat with a lot of heavy metal guitars going on over the top, and a vocal style that was more melodic, more held notes, not so much rushing, but delivering those big melodic cues. And in that sense, it really appealed to a lot of the things that I most like about Love Bites. And I don't want to sort of belabor this comparison too much, but it is a relevant starting point in that I felt that they really did manage to hit home with the good chord changes, the good key changes as well. There was a nice little key change later in the song that was really kind of a nice marked step up. They deliver all of those quintessential things you want, and it feels to me like a band who, if they are new, apologies, I don't know, they have really hit the ground running on this. I thought that they really nailed the basics of making a good, catchy single, and yet at the same time having it pumping with energy. I also found it quite interesting that although the drummer was really sort of pounding in that high-speed beat, the double kick drum was not so much of it wasn't one of those double kick drums where it was so much that it became just a blur. Each kick still had definition. Credit therefore also to the studio work for producing and mixing the kick drum nicely and the whole drum sound. In fact, everything here sounded very clear and well done in the studio work. But back to the musicianship, yeah, everyone sounded great. The drummer sounded great, the guitarists were fantastic, great work there, and the solos, vocals, just everything about this sounded like a beautiful, polished addition to that sort of melodic metal sound that is such a great thing. Now, this is where we have to move on to, however, the fact that as great as that was, the thing that really made this song so special for me was the violin. Now, I need to point out, I don't know, because I don't know this band, I don't know who Ayasa is. If Ayasa is the violin player, you can't afford to lose her. Hire that woman now. Hire her. This was a great song to begin with, but the violin added so much. Now, I have long since been a sort of person who said that as much as I like heavy bands and I like rock bands, the bands that really stand out to me are the ones who, preferably not just from production, but through their actual own lineup, can add a different sound, something to break up the vocal, guitar, bass, drums formula, because that's what gives you the ability to sonically do things that are slightly different. And here the violin was beautiful. It was just on top, just giving a nice counterbalance to all of the chords the guitars were playing. When you went into the solo, I love that play between the violin solo and the guitar solo. In fact, a lot of the time the guitar, in the body of the song, the guitar and the violin were playing the same thing. So I can imagine without the violin there, the guitar would be able to cover a lot of those cues, a lot of those notes, a lot of the things that the violin was playing. However, just the whole sound of the violin, the playing was beautiful. There was so much passion and feeling, especially when we came around to that second chorus. Oh, my ear was loving the song, but I was so drawn to the violin. And credit as well for the fact that the studio staff had the guts, and the band as well, by the way, because the band have probably got a veto on this as well. Sorry, my throat's a little bit bad, so just before I make that point, here's some water in a Pepsi Zero. I'm still recovering, okay? This is like my 5th review. Look how many bottles I've got through. I've been drinking so many bottles of water and I will do the recycling later. Where was I? Oh yeah. Credit to the fact that everyone had the guts here to allow the violin to be mixed so high up and have such a rounded sound to it. Maybe Ayasa is much more famous than I knew, and she has earned that power, but it was definitely well done here. To me, it just, assuming again she's a violinist, I don't know. To me, it was just the perfect marriage of those things. I often say with Love Bites that one of the things that sets them apart for me from a lot of other groups with a similar sound is that there's an orchestral quality, and that they do actually back that up by often having strings in the backing of their songs. However, I felt that here, even though it was just the solo violin, there was some layering, but just although it was a solo violinist, it perfectly married to the drama of this sound. And having it being that violinist, having that solo violinist sound in, meant that you really got to hear that tangible quality of the actual strings. You really heard every note. You heard the passion, the expression as each note was pushed that little bit more or allowed to rest. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And I am 100% behind these guys staying together forever. Now, talking of a marriage of weird things, well, not weird things, suitably but bizarre things, the video. Can we talk about the video? I loved the video, but wow, did it feel strangely out of place? Now I get from what I picked up that the song is a little bit out there and a bit strange lyrically anyway, but the video felt totally like something out of a pop song. It reminded me of kind of the craziness you'd expect from groups like Takoyaki Rainbow and things like that. It was very poppy. I mean, like sparkly things everywhere, little cardboard cutout spaceships, them like in these weird little cardboard cutout space settings floating through, and at the same time you've got this really intense song. I must admit that I loved. Now, as much as I have so far been drawing the comparison to Love Bites and giving credit for Love Bites, one of the things that I do sometimes poke fun at Love Bites for is that they do sometimes have videos that go into a bit of a too rock territory, as in like Dark Room's fine, and you have things like the Glory to the World one, which was just I've often said that I describe that video as lost and drugged hairdresser walking across a field trying to find his way home. The guy just looks like a hairdresser who just got lost and like accidentally, I stabbed myself in the hand. I want to see more videos like this. This video was insane. And you know, the weird thing is, because the way it was cut, because it was cut with a lot of energy and the brightness was used, it felt really alien and mismatched at first. But after you kind of watched it a couple of times, it just kind of reinforced that sense that, you know what, metal can be fun. And bright, colourful things convey energy in the same way that metal does. And as much as they feel like they're weirdly putting the square peg into the round hole, actually, it matched. It went really well. I think overall this is probably one of the most pleasant surprises I've had in a very long time. I really enjoyed it. The chorus, again, is catchy. The violin work is brilliant. If she's not a member, hire her. Whatever money it takes, just give her the money. You can go for cheaper videos. Cheaper videos will be fine. Just get more cardboard cutouts. Do all your videos like that. The songwriting was engaging. It lasted throughout. I must admit, it was one of those songs that at first I was kind of waiting for something to really grab me, but the energy was there that by the time we got to like that second chorus and the bridge and the final crescendo, it all had time to sink in because the song had been so charming up to that point. So yeah, I am 100% behind this. I am totally on board for more Lonesome Blue, more Ayasa, and hopefully more Lonesome Blue and Ayasa. But looking forward to seeing what you guys say in the comments. Please do give me your opinions. I'm looking forward to seeing them. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, especially the next one of these, because this was awesome. For now, ciao, ciao.